Hi, so those of you that watch my videos, you'll know that I've got a few spiders in different places, and this one is in the polytunnel. It's under a table and its web is across a ladder. So I'm going to put a superworm in. We'll see if it'll take it. They used to take them here. Let's put it in there now then. And if it falls out, there we go. If it falls out, it'll land on the ladder with any luck and not escape. Zoom in on it. I put the torch on. There we go. It's got it. It's going. Is it taking it? Is it going to be able to fight it away? This was a little male spider. I think it's switched. It's not a male spider anymore. I think it might be a female now. So let's try and fight it. It's quite a pretty one. Get round and perhaps put a bit of web around there. And there we go. It's trying to web it up. See, it's working its spinnerets at the back there. I've got it on a different angle because I've got a tripod, which is why it's not flicking around and wobbling, because I was getting lots of complaints about the wobbliness of my hand. Oh dear, now that's not a good move, is it? Let's see if we can zoom out a minute just so that we can catch the whole of the action. Oh, now don't drop it. She's not got it, but she's going back for another go. Don't like a thread, look. Don't break that thread, Spidey. She's trying to throw a bit more web around it, I think. And she's trying to bite it as well. Now if it drops, she might follow it down and retrieve it, because she's done that before. So she's carefully trying to wrap it still. Superworm's really trying to wriggle and wiggle and get itself out of the web, but the spider is still continuing. Come on, Spidey. To get a bite onto it, really. I think she bit it before. Careful. Sorry if there's a wobble, but I want to try and change the angle so that we can. There you go. You can see the dried out husk of the body of a superworm from before there. Look. Now you can see a shiny web, look, coming out of her abdomen through the spinnerets. Can we get in closer? Oh, she is. She's still got it. Still in the web. Superman's still trying to escape. Actually having to manoeuvre the camera so that it's over the edge of the step, so that you can see what's going on. Because I can't see, I'm actually watching this through the camera now. Because she's below this step, there we go, she's got round and underneath it. So she'll be trying to get some more webbing around the actual superworm. There we go, she's got a bit more round. She's up on this step here, on this ladder. There we go. continuing underneath the... Oh, there's another spider. Oh no, this one's a... Well, this one has just come into play. This is a false widow spider. And that's not good at all. Now, is the false widow spider going to attack the English house spider, which is attacking the superworm, or is... What's the false... Ooh, there we go. Oh, there we go, now it's dropped. I'm going to retrieve the superworm and I'm going to put it back in the web. But I'm not too sure that false widow spider, bear with me a minute. Okay, I've retrieved the superworm, I've put it back into the web. Oh gosh, now that false widow spider's coming back. That's not good. The English house spider is also there. I don't know if I can move the camera. Oh yeah, there we go. So there's the English house spider on the top. And the false widow spider is underneath it now. I think the false widow spider is actually biting into it. You can just about see her, she's underneath the false widow. Now that was the English house spider just coming out again. But I didn't realise that these are sharing a web. I don't think they mean to be sharing a web. I think the false widow is just trying to take over. Now the English house spider is just over there, so we can bring the finger in. There we go, look, that's the English house spider there. You can see it just in the corner there. But the false widow is actually underneath and she's bitten into the superworm, which is why the superworm's not moving now anymore. It's a bit of a shame, isn't it? It's a bit mean of the false widow to take the English house spider's prey. She's actually feeding on it, which is why the superworm's not moving. Let me try and get both spiders in the shot. Now you can't see the false widow because it's underneath. But you can just see the edge of the English house spider. I don't know whether, if I was to... oh, here comes the English house spider again. Now you can just about see the false widow underneath. Now she's going to try and take it, or he. Ooh. Now you can see the other spider underneath. Okay, so the false widow is biting into the superworm underneath, and the English house spider's biting into the superworm on the top. Well, on this side. So are they both feeding on it? I don't know. They're both envenomating it. Now I don't know whether the venom from the false widow will envenomate the English house spider. This is a bit exciting, isn't it? It's different anyway. And the superworm's in the last throes of life. You can see a couple of wiggles out of it. But that's because they're both biting it. What a horrible way to go. You can see that's just its nerves moving, making it move, I should think. Now I can see both spiders, but I don't know whether you can or not. It'd be interesting to see whether the English house spider manages to drag the superworm off, or whether it just continues to feed on it whilst the other one's feeding on it as well. Oh, that's trying to pull it away. This is the English house spider. I was going to stick a stick in there just to see what happened, but I don't think I'm going to bother. I think I'm going to leave them to it and just see whether they get it between them. There we go, look, the English house spider's trying to pull it. I don't think she realises that the false widow is underneath, attached to it as well. We can zoom in a bit closer. Let me just see if I can move my camera down. I want to be able to show you what's going on. It's trying to. There we go, it's pulling it. Now, I'm just trying to show you that there's the false widow spider just there underneath. This is the English house spiders trying to pull this one away from it. There you go, you can see it. Well, I think you can see it anyway. See both spiders. I'm going to try and find something so I can point a pointing stick. I'm sure you know which is which. That's the English house spider there. I'm pointing at it. There you go, that's the English house spider, and that's the one underneath, like there, that's the false widow. Now this English house spider, look, it's coming along and it's going to try and, I presume it's going to try and bite it and try and drag it out. But that false widow is enormous behind, look, you can see it, it's on the end there. Now will the English house spider be able to drag it away? Drag the superworm away? Just, I was illuminating it with a light on it before, but I've just turned the light out because it's making it shine a bit. It seems bright enough now. Be careful there, Spidey. Oops, you can see that false widow underneath. Can she? Just zoom out a bit. In. I'll light it back up again. There we go. Okay, she's got that. She's dragging the superworm away from the other spider. Oh, and the other one's coming after it, look, but underneath. One on top, one underneath. It's enormous, that, well, not enormous, but it's quite a large false widow spider. And the English house spider is quite a small one. Well, in comparison. So the false widow's let go, released the superworm anyway. The English house spider's taking its prize. It's a weird one that they're both sharing the same web. Oh, she's still trying to. He's trying to drag it away still from the false widow. And the false widow has let go. I don't think it's none too pleased really. Now the English house spider has also bitten into it, I think. I don't know whether lighting it up will help or not. I'm just trying to show you. You can see it's got its fangs stuck in there. You can see that false widow at the back. Still underneath. Okay, now this one's just coming to grab it. Oh, trying to grab it right back near the false widow. You be careful. Oh, now that false widow's coming back again, back underneath. It's trying to bite into it underneath. Oof, look at that, there we go. Oh, hang on now, what's going on? That's the false widow, look, and that's the English house spider. I don't know who would win out of the two of them. I don't know which one's more venomous. But the false widow is trying to web. It's trying to wrap some web around. The English house spider's just run off. He's gone this way, he's gone to the side. Is he coming back? Look how shiny it is. It's a nobles. So a nobles family, the false widow. Very black, very shiny. And then, oh, it's threading it's putting a web down to try and secure it. And then the English house spider is also trying to fight for it. This one's coming down. You can see it's trying to wrap some more web around to secure the superworm. It's going round underneath, and it's going to try and tie it off. Now this English house spider, I don't know what it's going to do, whether it's going to be able to fend off the false widow. The false widow's going back up there, and it's just trying to secure it. And if the English house spider hurries up, the trouble with it is it's a bit slow now. It's just going to tie it off up there, and then it'll come back again. And there's the English house spider, whose web it actually is really, is down there. And will he get back and unhitch it and pull it out in time, or will that false widow come back again? The false widow's gone right up the top. Come on, English house spider. I think it's just biting into it and feeding it. Right, here comes the false widow's coming again. The English house spider's got its fangs in, so it is trying to feed on it again. And here comes the false widow again. What's it going to do? It's going to have a bite of it as well. Oh gosh. That's just scared the English house spider off. The English house spider's gone off up around there. Now the false widow looks like it's actually behind it. This is different. She is quite creepy, this false widow, but she's coming back. She's going to bite into the superworm. She's trying to web it off. Now, with the false widows, they wrap her. Oh, there we go. Look, she's cutting the web away and she's tying it off. And what she'll do is she'll wrap this superworm up and she'll cut it out of the other web, and then she'll do like a pulley system, and she'll drag it off herself for her to feed on, but right up the top in the corner of the web. Here we go, here she goes. And she's going to carry it. Look at that. Oh gosh. Just hang on. Now I bet that spider's really annoyed because, can you see it there? There it is. She's just pinched that. She's pinched that superworm and she's taking it off to where she lives, which is right up underneath there. Now the English house spider is a bit peeved, I should imagine. Where is it? Just see it. Just zoom out. There's the English house spider, and the false widow's pinched it off it, and it's over there. Look. Now she's going to go and feed on that superworm as her own leisure in where she lives up there, whereas the English house spider is just left with nothing, which is kind of annoying for the poor thing. I have got another superworm and I am kind of tempted to feed that to it, but I haven't got enough time on my video to show you. So English house spider versus superworm versus false widow. Will they? Yes, they will. And the false widow, I'm going to have to just bear with me. Okay, I had to take the camera, the phone off the tripod because I couldn't move it quick enough. Now you can see back there, there's a superworm right back, and it's been tied up. So the false widow has carried it away and it's going to feed on it later on. And the English house spider, I feel a bit sorry for that, which is here somewhere, hang on, which is in there, is left with nothing. I think he did have a bite of it, so he got a taste of it to have a little feed, but he didn't get the whole thing. And the superworm's back there, and so is the false widow spider. So yeah, English house spider versus superworm versus false widow. Who gets the prize? The false widow does. Cheers.